Hello there, my name is ChrisTenarium and welcome to Cinderella Phenomenon. I have been asked to play this game about 400 million times. Why not just actually do it? When you're asked to play a game that many times by independent amounts of people, then normally it turns out that something is quite good. We recommend using Ren'Py visual novels. Please, I'm an expert at Ren'Py visual novels. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far, far away, there were two crystals. One was the Crystallum Lucis, protected by the ruler of the fairies. Is this where this is like a Final Fantasy game? The other was the Crystallum Tenebrarum, which was watched over by the High Leader of the Witches. The Lucis was sustained by love, happiness, and joy. The Tenebrarum by fear, anger, and hatred. So it's not that, it's like Star Wars. The fairies and witches lived in harmony with the humans of the kingdom. They regulated the powers of the crystals in order to maintain balance between darkness and light. Could you not just power it on light alone? I'm seeing where this is coming from. Not everyone who comes from Slytherin is evil, but everyone who has been evil comes from Slytherin. All I'm saying, if you get put into Slytherin, then bad shit happens. Maybe the crystal. Maybe that's a bit too harsh. Anyone who is dark and worships that crystal is like, alright, take him off to the guillotine. For there could be no joy without sadness, no courage without fear. The kingdom was at peace for a time. Then, one day, a travelling bard decided to write stories, tales of the magic and wonders of the kingdom. He named these stories Fairytales. In Fairytales, the light always emerged victorious and true love was the usual reward. I don't know about that. I think Pocahontas was a tragedy. Is that a fairy tale? I have no idea. The fairy tale spread further than could have been predicted. The humans of the kingdom began to believe that fairy tales were true and that the magic of the witches was inherently wicked and cruel. The witches became hated and feared. Eventually they were hunted like animals. They did nothing to disprove it. Not like a propaganda piece of their own. No, well, that's why. It's because they're bad. The light people wanted them secretly out anyway. The witch hunt. The High Leader of Witches, in all her anger, created the fairy tale curse. You think we are wicked? So be it. Just as soon as you have taken our happily ever afters, we shall take yours. The witches used the fairy tale curse to attack humans indiscriminately, ultimately throwing the kingdom into chaos and darkness. That's not the way to get back on people's good side. I'd just like to say that now. Maybe if you want to get on people's good side and you'd like to, you know, not tarnish your own reputation, maybe killing indiscriminately is not the way to do it. The ruler of the fairies, the Lucis Bearer, sought to regain peace, but the witches were blinded by their hatred for humans who were responsible for the witch genocide. A terrible war, the Great War, began. Eventually, the Tenebrarum Bearer, the High Leader of the Witches, was finally defeated. But the crystal was not destroyed, or something like that. The Tenebrarum was lost. Peace was... That's promising. My OBS feed just crashed. But darkness can never fully disappear. It waits in the shadows, patient for when its time will inevitably return. Lucette. Is that our name? Oh, we got to name ourselves something different. I hit space and then that didn't work and hit enter, but then it went... Hell no! I ain't gonna call myself Lucette. Hang on a second. Let's go back quickly. So, Lucette. No, not Lucette. Oh, it doesn't fit. I can't put Dave Ogu Piggy. Okay, then Davette. Oh my lord, it started skipping everything. My name is Davette Riella Britton, daughter of King Gennaro Britton III. I am the crown princess of the kingdom of Angiel, At least that was who I used to be. But that was before yesterday, when I became a victim of the infamous fairy tale curse. I mean, isn't that about killing indiscriminately? Everyone has forgotten my birthright. Now I am nothing more than a lowly peasant. What? It's widespread amnesia? I feel like I'm stuck in a nightmare, but no, this is my reality now. I still have no idea what I must do to break the curse. I close my eyes and remember that day. It had started out like any other day. Have you heard? Another person was cursed. I'm on my way to the dining hall for breakfast when I stop and listen to the sound of hushed voices. Oh, wow. There's so much servants they don't even need eyes. They're just programmed to go where they want. There are two maids standing next to each other with brooms in hand. These two are slacking off again. Oh, it's terrible. What fairy tale curse was it? They say it was Pinocchio. What, he's turned into wood? Pinocchio? The fairy tale with the lying boy whose nose grows longer? That's awful. You know, more and more people have been getting cursed lately. You think those wicked witches are up to something again? Okay, hang on. The fairy tale curse is they curse people to be fairy tales. What if you look like Shrek and get turned into Cinderella? That seems like a fine substitute to me. I thought the fairy tale curses would stop after, you know, was defeated. You two are hired to work, not talk. We're sorry, Your Highness. This can only be expected from the likes of them. Another fairy tale curse. The fairy tale curse started spreading even before the Great War began. I do not have much interest in its effects even now. After all, most humans probably deserve to get cursed. The victims are weak. Angiel would be better off without the dead weight. Oh, classic misunderstanding and borderline racism. If it were up to Mother, the cursed would have been banished from Angiel the instant they fell prey to it. But Mother is not here anymore, and she will not come back ever. Princess, the King and Queen are waiting in the dining hall. I am on my way. The King, Ophelia, and Rod are all present in the dining hall. Ophelia and Rod. How regal. Here cometh King Rod. Someone is conspicuously missing, but I ignore their absence. Hello! You look Italian! That must be why you're called Gennaro. Good morning, Davet. Good morning, Your Majesty. Good morning, Davet. Davet, Ophelia. Does she treat him like a bitch because, like, she's pursuing her father? Ophelia widens off. Widens off? Probably widens off. Every day I wonder why my father, the king, married a lowly baker. She can never be a true queen, for she pales in comparison to Mother. I take my seat next to the king, then look up at the person sitting opposite me. Okay, we gotta do something. Is that a Burberry bunny? Holy hell. There are people from, like, Derby in England who are seeing this and they're like, well, I know what I'm getting for my cousins in Stoke. Rod Benedict Winsov, my stepbrother, is bored and quiet as usual. He is 2 years my junior and is the younger of the Ophelia's children. He is mute and uses a plush bunny to voice his thoughts. He sounds interesting. Interesting. It was apparently given to him by a fairy. He minds his own business and is very easy to deal with. Right, so this is Rod. But his older sister, my eyes go to the empty seat beside him. She's probably the most infuriating person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. I'm so sorry I was late. I was reading and I forgot the time. Emmeline? I'm going to have to go with Emmeline and just pray that that's the correct pronunciation. And here she is. Good morning, dear father, mother. Good morning, Rod. And good morning to you too, Davet. It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? Ah, this person would piss me off as well. Don't you worry about that. Blind optimism and happiness! Please leave the room! Emmeline Widensov, Rod's elder sister and my stepsister. She acts as if we are blood, as if she too born a princess. As if she could be a crown princess, perhaps steal my palace. I will never let that happen. Well, now that everyone is here, let us begin. Butlers glide inside with silver trays to carefully serve us breakfast. So, Emmeline, you were reading the fairy tale books that the king brought you? Brought or bought? Both, I guess. Oh yes, there are so many and they are so wonderful. Thank you so much, Father. I am happy that you like them. I love them. It's so strange that the library didn't have any of them to begin with. That is because Mother hated them. She had all the books burned. A society that burns books is normally not a good one. That's normally a bad thing. But why? They are such charming stories. Fairy tales misled humans into believing they can have things they do not deserve. Fame, riches, love, happily ever afters. And when their wishes do not come to fruition exactly as they want them to, the humans blame the witches for granting them in the first place. What are you implying about the witches, Davet? The atmosphere shifts, the air in the room growing heavy. We sound like a little shit, like, my lord! I continue to eat. Perhaps witches are not responsible for the evil in this world. Perhaps humans are the cause of their downfall. Oh, boy. You're right, it's not racism, it's classism. That's right, those darn poor people being so weak and ruining it for everyone. Have you any idea what you're talking about, child? Witches have caused nothing but pain and suffering to this kingdom. And even now, they still spread the fairy tale curse to our innocent subjects. The truth is, I know very little about the time the witches had free reign over Angiel. I was very young then, and the mother forbade me to leave the palace. I know nothing of the people's supposed pain and suffering. Mother kept me away from everyone. And so I cannot bring myself to care. You're right, that's your mum's fault. Don't try and, rectify it yourself or anything. How do you know the cursed are innocent? Our people have been toiling day and night to rebuild Angiel after the Great War. Our people are the kingdom's foundations, and I am endlessly grateful for their determination and resolve. Every day I wonder what your mother taught you about. Leave Mother out of this. All I'm saying is, people like me are the reason that people have PR teams. Dear, please. Davet, darling, your father didn't mean to. I am not one of your children, Ophelia. I do not need your sympathy. Davet, you will show your mother respect. She is not my mother. I set down my fork and knife and stand up. I am done, excuse me. My father and I have never got on, but our relationship has significantly worsened since he married the baker. My father, the king. It has been 17 years and I've never felt any love from him. He treats him, Elaine and Rod, who only entered our life 1 year ago, like his own children. Oh no! He displayed affection towards, his wife and stepchildren. What a bastard. I just hate people that do that. Better than he has ever treated me. This has been my life ever since my mother passed away 4 years ago. Mother was the only one that was there for me when nobody else was. If it wasn't for the accident during the Great War, she would still be here. Why the sour face so early in the morning, Princess? Oh. Hey, Mr. Burberry Rabbit. I think this is Mr. Burberry Rabbit. Oh, it's not. Let me guess, it's the King, Queen, or Princess Emmeline? Or is it all of them? I ignore his question. Fritz, what are you doing here so early? I'm running some errands for my father. Fritz Gerald Aidan Leverton, son of the highest knight of the Order of Kildera. Fitz it is, I'm not remembering all of that. His father, Sir Alcaster, has served the royal family for many years. Sir Alcaster is one of the king's most trusted advisors. 3 years ago, Fritz was assigned the honour of becoming my personal knight. His presence is the only company I can tolerate nowadays. You should wait in the throne room then. Thank you. You look a bit young and at the same time old. It's like your face is withered by anime standards, but you still don't look that bold. Thank you. Princess, yes? You know, I haven't seen you smile once since I met you. Why is that of any importance? Still, I do hope to see you smile one day, Princess. Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I'll see you at 10. 10? Don't tell me you've forgotten. Forgotten what? You're going to town today, remember? I deflate as the realization dawns upon me. It has been 2 days since the king issued the order. To town? Davet, I would like you to accompany Emmeline on one of her town outings. Surely you could send maids with her instead. I would not have requested you to accompany her if I was going to send her with her maids. I want you to make an effort to get along with your sister. Stepsister. She is your sister and you will treat her and Rod as if they were of your blood. Okay, look. Emmeline seems fine, but Rod still has a fucking Burberry rabbit. That's just a deal breaker. But fine, I'll get along with Emmeline then. 2 days from now, you are going to accompany Emmeline outside. It has been 4 years since you last left the palace. Ever since then, you have locked yourself away. You barely leave your room. Angielle was in the grip of war back then, but now the kingdom is safe and back to its former glory. I want you to see how beautiful Angielle really is. Oh god, we're just going to get out and pity the poor again, I can see it. Davette, her princess, must know her kingdom. Go with Emmeline and she will show you the town that you only ever see through your windows. Is that an order? If it needs to be? Are we clear? Davet, understood. The last time I left the palace was 4 years ago when the king took me with him to check up on the people after the Great War had ended. I shake my head, removing myself from their memory. I am safe here. Princess, are you alright? Do I fucking look alright to you? You just said yourself I haven't smiled in 3 years! It won't be that bad. The townsfolk are good people. How can you be so sure? Times have changed. People changed. That is precisely the problem. Mother never changed. Mother loved me until the end. Not like that! Whatever. Sometimes change is for the better, Princess. I think you'll see that today. If you'll excuse me, I shall see you later. You are a doll, I hope. You have to be a doll. There is no way. Delora, do you think witches are capable of bringing back the dead? I wish you could talk to me, you and the others. It is a doll. Oh, I'm so observant. My dolls are my only friends. They are the only ones I can trust. Unlike humans, they will never betray me. They will never hurt me. They will always be there for me. Aren't we a human as well? Like, how is this working? The moment I saw Delora, I knew she was special. She was different, so elegant and realistic, it was almost as if she was breathing. She was a gift from the king on my 17th birthday. I only started receiving dolls from him when my mother passed away. Mother does not believe in birthday celebrations, but every year at midnight a letter would appear under my door. It would contain instructions leading me through the palace on an adventure to a room filled with gifts, cakes and sweets. A child's dream. I'd been fascinated by the dolls, which had always held a little greeting card. A card with the words, "I loved you" on it, signed by M. The card would tell me to keep those celebrations a special secret, but I didn't need to be told that. Mother always found a way to show me she still cared, in her own way. The secret celebrations had stopped as soon as she had disappeared. Yes? Excuse me, Your Highness, the king has requested your presence. This better not be another lecture. Tell him I'm on my way. I will see you later, Delora. Or will I? I mean, probably not, we're going to be cursed. Oh. Good morning, Your Highness. Sir Mithros. Sir Mithros, the royal advisor. Father trusts him a great deal, just like he does Sir Alacaster. Every day you look more and more like your mother. I sometimes find Sir Mithros talking to Mother's portrait when he thinks no one is looking. He must have admired her a lot, but I cannot bring myself to think highly of him. There's something about him that puts me on edge. Yeah. Anyone whose eye is still transparent through their fringe is someone I just can't trust. Are you on your way to see your king? I shall not keep you then. Until our next meeting, dear princess. Yeah, you fucking weirdo. Your Majesty! Davet, are you ready? You will enjoy this, Davet. I have heard the toy shop has lovely dolls. This will be good for you. You will get to know your sister better. You will be able to interact with and learn the people of Angiel about our subjects. I will not learn anything I do not already know. Why do you always believe that the people around you are incapable of good? Because I've seen how quickly people will betray and manipulate each other to get what they want. Mother warned me about human nature. Your mother was a fucking prickly-ass woman. I'll tell you that much. You do not see clearly, Davet. If you would only open your eyes, you would be able to see how good people really are. I believe I am already quite capable of seeing the true nature of people. After all, I have seen that there is no good in you. Davet, where were you when I needed you 4 years ago? Oh my god. This is not the way to earn, gratitude from others, Davet. I'm sorry. Maybe accusing your father of being evil probably wouldn't be the first step to redemption between the two. Where have you been ever since? Back then, I'd been overflowing with grief and pain. I'd just lost my mother, my entire world. I'd hoped that maybe then he would have shown me love and compassion. Even just a hug to let me know someone was there. It had been a childish hope. I had been left alone. I did not see him for 4 months. I had barely even heard his voice. You cannot rely on anyone but yourself. You cannot trust anyone but yourself. This is what you have taught me, Your Majesty. I know that I've hurt you, but I know there is nothing I can do to atone for what I did. But please, Ophelia and her children are not a part of that. They do not deserve to be hated. In the end, they still matter more to him than I ever did. Davet, enough. I have already said I will go. Everyone is waiting outside. I shudder at the thought of leaving the palace after so many years. Davet, it will be okay. It fucking won't. How can you be so sure? Thank you for agreeing to accompany Emmeline. I would not disobey an order from the king. Excuse me. Oh god, we're gonna strike the poor... We're literally gonna terrify her. Hello, can I help? Viorica? Emmeline! I mean, Princess Emmeline, how good to see you. I trail Emmeline, ignoring her as she embraces her friend. I glance around the small shop. The dolls displayed are nowhere near the quality of the ones in my room. I cannot understand why Emmeline insists she buys gifts for her friends here. I cannot believe I'm outside the palace. There's no need to be so tense, Princess. I would never let anything happen to you. Your only job is to relax and enjoy yourself. You asked impossible of me. Poor bugger. There is no need to be so formal, Viorica. That's a weird name. I want to say Victoria. Fuck it. She's Victoria now. Victoria. I'm still the same as I was. Oh, yes. Rod's come along as well. Oh, so you do fucking talk, do ya? Mr. Burberry Bunny. It's been a while, Viorica. It's good to see you two again, Rod. And I must introduce you to Her Highness, the Crown Princess Davet. The look on Victoria's face as she takes a step back from me is all too familiar. Fear. My apologies for being so rude, Your Highness. Good morning. Well, say something. Be nice. And this is Sir Fitzgerald, Sir Alacaster's son. It is a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Oh, you're Sir Fitzgerald? You really are as handsome as Emmeline described in her letters. Oh, wow. Way to make her blush. Way to call her out publicly. I'm sorry. But please don't mind her, Sir Fitzgerald. I'm sorry, Emmeline. Right. Heavy breathing. So, what brings you all the way here? I'm here to get some toys, gift for new friends. And to be cursed and made into a human teddy bear. I don't know. I still don't know what the curse we were cursed with is.